Welcome back to MVP Road Car, and today we're diving into something that blends Hollywood legend with modern engineering power, the 2026 Ford Mustang Eleanor. This isn't just a car review, it's a full deep dive into what makes this machine so striking on the outside, surprisingly refined on the inside, thrilling on the road, and where it stands when it comes to pricing. So buckle up, because this is going to be one of those reviews where nostalgia meets 21st century muscle. Let's start with the exterior, because honestly, that's where Eleanor always commands attention. The 2026 version takes clear inspiration from the classic, Gone in 60 Seconds hero car, but Ford has sharpened every angle to make it feel like a Mustang built for the future. The body lines are more sculpted, more aggressive, and far more aerodynamic than any Eleanor-inspired build we've seen before. The wide body stance is factory this time, not aftermarket, giving it that planted look as if it's ready to pounce even when standing still. The front fascia features a modern interpretation of the dual racing. Nostrils sleeker, integrated with adaptive LED headlights, and surrounded by a redesigned grille that's functional, not just stylish. Air is channeled through to improve cooling and reduce drag, and you can feel how much engineering went into making this not just a throwback car, but a performance machine with real purpose. Move toward the side profile and you get that classic fastback silhouette, but refined. The fenders flare just enough to house the 20-inch. Forged aluminum wheels wrapped in performance rubber that feels equally at home on the street or track. Ford even added functional side scoops, giving a nod to the original Eleanor while helping direct airflow toward the rear brakes. Everything is clean, sharp, and muscular. And then there's the rear. Quad exhaust tips, a modernized Shelby-style taillight setup, and an active spoiler that rises at speed. The diffuser is serious, not decorative, and it all comes together into a car that feels like Ford is saying Eleanor isn't a movie prop anymore. She's a real production monster. Now, when you open the door, you're welcomed into an interior that blends retro cues with tech-heavy modern Mustang design. It's instantly clear that Ford didn't want the cabin to feel vintage or outdated. You get high-quality materials everywhere, soft-touch leather on the dash, brushed metal accents, and contrast stitching that matches the exterior racing stripes. The seats are performance-oriented Recaro buckets, but with heating, cooling, memory settings, and bolstering that adjusts depending on whether you're cruising or carving up corners. The Eleanor logo is subtly embossed into the headrests, not screaming for attention, but adding that custom touch that fans appreciate. Front and center sits Ford's curved dual-screen cockpit, fully digital, customizable, and remarkably responsive. The left side is your 12-inch gauge cluster, which lets you switch between classic analog-style readouts, track-focused reports, or a minimalist view for night driving. On the right is a 15-inch infotainment display running the latest Sync software, with wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, voice control, and baked-in performance telemetry that logs your runs, lap times, G-forces, and more. The audio system? A premium Bang & Olufsen setup tuned specifically for the cabin shape, turning the car into a rolling concert hall when you're not listening to the engine sing. Ford even improved cabin insulation. So whether you're hitting highway speeds or idling in a parking lot, the interior feels far more refined than Mustangs of the past. Still, they made sure you can hear that V8 rumble when you want to. There's an active valve, exhaust controlled from the screen, quiet, mode for the neighbors, track mode when you're ready to wake the dead. Speaking of track mode, we need to talk performance, because this is where the 2026 Mustang Eleanor goes from cool nostalgia piece to modern-day muscle threat. Under the hood sits a 5.4-liter supercharged V8 derived from the GT500 architecture but tuned specifically for Eleanor. Ford claims numbers in the range of 760 to 780 horsepower, depending on fuel and configuration, and torque that sits well over 630 lb-ft. That power is delivered through either a Tremec 6-speed manual, which purists will absolutely adore, or a lightning-quick 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. This thing is fast. 0 to 60 happens in around 3.1 seconds, and the quarter-mile flashes by in the high 10-second range. The supercharger whine, paired with the deep, throaty V8 roar, gives the Eleanor a soundtrack that's worth the price of admission alone. But what really impresses is how controllable the power is. Ford reworked the suspension with adaptive MagneRide dampers, stiffer springs, improved anti-sway bars, and a revised traction management system that's smart enough to help you without taking the fun away. Steering is sharp, responsive, and has more feedback than most modern muscle cars. The chassis feels tighter, more balanced, and more planted in corners. It's no longer just a straight-line beast, it's something you can genuinely take to a twisty road and enjoy. Braking performance is handled by massive Brembo calipers gripping carbon ceramic rotors, making fade nearly non-existent even after aggressive runs. Combined with the upgraded cooling channels, this Eleanor isn't just built for one-time glory runs. It's designed to be driven hard, again and again. Fuel economy? Well, let's be honest, if you're looking at an Eleanor Mustang, that's not high on your priority list. But it does offer cylinder deactivation and a somewhat reasonable highway mode, giving you mid-20s MPG if you behave. But you probably won't. Now let's talk pricing, because that's where things get interesting. The 2026 Ford Mustang Eleanor isn't cheap, and it's not meant to be. It sits above the GT and even above the dark horse models. A base Eleanor starts at around $105,000, which puts it just under the GT 500 territory, but with more exclusivity and a specific identity that fans will connect with emotionally. Fully loaded with carbon fiber upgrades, premium tech packages, custom paint, and performance add-ons, you're looking at around $125,000 to $135,000 depending on configuration. Yes, it's a big number for a Mustang, but what you're getting is a muscle icon reborn with modern engineering, premium craftsmanship, and performance numbers that embarrass many cars twice its price. So after spending time with the 2026 Eleanor, how does it stack up? It captures everything enthusiasts love about the Mustang heritage, the loud presence, the aggressive posture, the raw V8 heart, and the unmistakable attitude. But it packages all of that in a way that feels refined, daily drivable, and genuinely modern. You're not just buying nostalgia, you're buying a performance flagship that respects its roots while refusing to stay stuck in the past. If you love Mustangs, this will feel like the ultimate evolution of a legend. If you love performance cars in general, Eleanor stands as a serious contender in a world dominated by turbo tech and electric acceleration. And if you simply want a car that makes every drive feel cinematic, well, Eleanor has always been that car. Thanks for watching MVP Road Car. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more long-form reviews, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss what's coming next.
Thank you.